Guten Tag, mes amis, wie geht's? C'est moi, Dieter. Ich bin Dieter. Ça va? Um, yeah, when I pulled this out the other day, it's because really, none of my stuff is rehearsed. I'm amazed when I look back at them if I get in half what I intended to do when I push record. Anyway, that's part of the fun in Dieter's universe. Anyway, I remembered just today, actually, I said, I had a La Patrie collection, the one with the rosewood full figure 8. And I remembered about 15 years ago, I went to Cuba for a vacation with my girlfriend at the time. And after I snorkeled all day. My girlfriend went to the bar and whatever, I hardly saw her. I loved the water. I was snorkeling all day from dawn to dusk, and then at night I would have a beer and smoke a big fat Cuban cigar in the pool and just stand there looking out. It was great. For months afterwards, where we were staying on the north, the beach was beautiful, just beautiful, spotless, nice crushed white sand, and there was a reef, and one day I ventured out beyond the reef, and then got into the Atlantic Ocean swell, and it would just like lift me up like 20, 30 feet and bring me down. And so for about 6-7 months after that, when I'd be sleeping at night, I'd have this feeling of going up and down. It was really, really, really bizarre, but really cool. So anyway, I had a really nice time there, and there was this in the bar at night. There was this really good band, and they played like Cuban music and everything. And the guy, he had like this guitar that looked like it was made out of old crate boxes and stuff. And I looked at the thing, and it must have been painful to play, but they make do with what they have there, right? So anyway, I brought my guitar in one night, because they knew I had a guitar. I don't know how they found out. Maybe a maid heard me playing in the room or something. So I brought it down, and I did Hotel California, and they loved it. And so this was, I think, on the third night I was there. And then so I was there for 2 weeks, and then every time I came to the bar, they'd go, you hear all these Spanish people going, Hotel California, Hotel California. So anyway, I know when you do a random act of kindness, you're not supposed to talk about it, and I'm not patting myself on the back for this, but I think at the time I went there, I had maybe at that time I had a dozen or so guitars, I'm thinking. Maybe even upwards of 13 or 14. And yeah, I think I had a dozen or so guitars at the time. It was about 15, 16 years ago. And this guy he was so nice. So anyway, the day before I left, no, I think it was 3 or 4 days before I left, I gave him my guitar. I said, here, you're a good player, you need a decent guitar. And I thought the guy was going to cry. And then the next morning I'm walking along the beach. I think it was a Sunday. I think we left the Monday. And he comes running up to me, and he spoke no English at all. And he had to introduce me to his wife and family. And but it just made me feel good that the gift was so deeply appreciated. And it makes me feel good when I remember it. If I remember, I'm always amazed if I can remember anything that happened to me 5 minutes ago. It gives me a good feeling knowing that there's some guy in Cuba who's got a decent guitar, because he's a great player. And I hope he's still enjoying it, I think he was probably 30 or so when I was down there, maybe early 30s, so he'd be, late 40s, early 50s now. Anyway, they called themselves the Copa Blanca group, I think, And he gave me a CD of theirs, and it's good. Um, I know it's around here somewhere. I got so much going on. I'll find it. But yeah, but this brought back the memory of that for some reason. So yeah, just my little Cuba story. And the other thing that was crazy about it was we landed in a squall, and I like window seats, and I'm looking out the window and I go, Jesus, it looks like we're underwater. How is this plane gonna land? So we circled around and went and actually, I think, landed at a different airport where they said the weather was better. It still looked like it looked like we were in a submarine. So pretty good pilot. God bless you, because Dieter and everyone on that plane made it. It is weird. Like I really don't like flying anymore, and it's really weird when you're looking out a window, and you hear it coming down, and then it skips, and then you feel nothing because you're sliding, you're hydroplaning on the water, and I think there were 280 people on that plane. It was just like, yeah, the cliche, you could hear a pin drop. You could probably hear everybody's heartbeat. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to fly anymore because a couple things. One, I'm obese, but I'm working on that. I've already lost 14 pounds. And two, I've got low blood pressure, and I get if I sit still for more than 15 minutes, I almost pass out. And oh yeah, and the other thing, last time I flew was for my dad's funeral, and they let some guy who was just totally inebriated on the plane, and he fell asleep, and I thought he was going to puke on me. So I said to the steward, I said, really? I said, do I have to deal with this? Like he's going to throw up all over me. And then some smart ass kid, maybe 25-year-old guy, was 5 rows up, and he says, oh, why don't you just relax? Everybody's, we're going on a holiday. Just why don't you shut it? And I said, okay. Okay, Mr. Know-it-all. I said, do you want to change seats with me? I'll gladly change seats with you. I said, you can sit beside this guy. Oh, then there was silence. So then after we took off, I leaned forward and said, got any more advice for me? I don't know. I know Canadians are known for being super polite, and I usually am polite, but if I paid good money to fly, and I was stressed, why should I have to explain my story to everybody, right? I mean, you don't know the person sitting beside you, you don't know what's going on in their life, but that guy, he couldn't even walk. Why did they let him on a plane? I don't know. Or, I don't know. So, and plus the seats there, like, I remember, because I was around at that time when planes, when airlines first going, like, almost every seat was like first class. And now they pack you in like your hogs going off for slaughter. And I just think that's disgusting, personally. Why do you have to have 300 seats on a plane? Why can't they have 120 seats and you're all comfortable? Food for thought, me. But like Dieter don't volunteer no more, except in special circumstances. Dieter ain't gonna fly no more either. Unless someone wants to fly him in a private plane or something. Or first class, yeah? But even then, I don't like flying anymore. It's funny, I wanted to fly when I was a kid. And I remember my grandfather being absolutely terrified, because he was born in 1902 or something. Yeah, I think he was born in 1902. And his wife went on a plane to visit her relatives. And Mac, that's what we called him, his name was Monroe, he just went white. He loved fishing and couldn't swim. And he always wore these big hip waders, but he'd never go in past his... he'd get very nervous if he went into the water over his belly button. And there's South Saskatchewan, where we were, There's no fast-flowing water there. But in the north there is, but not in the south anyway. I digress like I always do, but that's the story. And that's, I remember that I did have a collection, and that's gone, but I'm sure it was, if it's still being used, I'm sure it's in someone's capable hands. Wiedersehen.